This Micro 9 has more potential than any other Micro 9, but I will never buy it for one reason, and we're going to talk about that next. When the concept of the Micro Compact 9 came out, it was really Sig Sauer that did it with the P365. And then quickly, everybody jumped on board to try to produce their competitive version of a Micro Compact 9. But in the end, really what everybody was producing was kind of the same thing. When Smith & Wesson unveiled the Smith & Wesson CSX, and I thought, there is a fantastic Micro Compact 9. Everything out there had a carbon fiber grip frame and was striker fired. But this aluminum alloy frame, the Smith & Wesson CSX, is so beautiful. This is a great gun. To top it off, it's a 1911 style pistol. The trigger safety and a manual thumb safety. Of course, you're carrying this cocked and locked. It's a 10 or a 12 plus one. It's fantastic capacity for a 1911 this size. It's 4.6 inches high and 1.12 inches wide, which is what you're most concerned about when you're concealed carrying, and only 19.5 ounces. Looking at this gun, this looks like it's better crafted than all the others. Maybe it's subconsciously the aluminum alloy frame, but overall, it's a beautiful gun. They did a great job on its appearance. All right, shooting it. It's incredibly smooth, very accurate. But the problem I have with it, and here's why I never buy it, and I noticed this while I was dry firing it, that it's hard to see where the reset is. There's two definitive clicks, but there's a third click that you can feel. A lot of people describe this as being a gritty reset, but there's three definitive clicks. So if you're training yourself to feel the reset of a 1911, it's very confusing. And it definitely showed, because I thought, well, maybe it's just I won't notice it when I'm shooting it versus just when I'm dry firing it. But I had lots of times where I didn't let it reset enough. Now, what I will say is you definitely notice when you flinch a little bit when you expect a gun to fire and it doesn't fire. But it's really obvious that I would struggle with that. I would definitely struggle with it. And what I would say about it is I'm sure over time you could train and get used to that second. It's for sure two very distinct clicks, but there's a third one in there you'll feel. And you could get used to it training, sure. But if you also carry a 1911, I think your problem is going to be you're going to throw your 1911 off, because then you're going to feel that first click on a regular 1911. That's the only click you need to feel. So for that reason alone, I'm really confused on why they did that with this trigger. Now, because in the end, it's really the worst 1911 trigger in the world. Because it's ultimately what you have is you have the Micro Compact I've always dreamed of, yet there's no way I'd ever buy one. And that's really the biggest problem I have with this, is that reset. It's just too much of a problem to rely on it. I don't want to learn 2 clicks as a reset. I like to learn the 1 click as a reset. I don't want to have to retrain myself because of one gun. Now, Smith & Wesson, when they made the Shield, originally that Shield had a terrible trigger. It was terrible. And then when they came out with the Shield 2.0, that trigger is fantastic. So, you know, I'm hoping that they'll fix this. I'm hoping that they'll come out with a CSX 2.0, because everything about this gun I love. I love everything about it, except the trigger reset. And it's just a strong enough reason that I wouldn't own one. Now, I kind of looked into briefly, well, maybe you can put in a better 1911 trigger. There's definitely great triggers out there that you buy. but it's a hinge trigger. It's not, it's like a 1911 trigger, but it's not a 1911 trigger. So you can't put in an aftermarket 1911 trigger in it either. So therein lies really all the major problems, is just that reset. Great gun, beautiful gun, smooth to shoot, very accurate. Love everything about it. It's kind of the 1911 micro compact 9mm that I always dreamed of. And coming from a company like Smith & Wesson, I mean, goodness gracious, of course it's going to be fantastic. But that reset is just terrible. It's just terrible. And again, it makes it the worst 1911 trigger I've ever felt in my life. Probably the worst one in the world, one might say. And because of that, you know, I'd never own it. You know, the trigger pull itself is nice. It's not bad at all. It's just that reset. And it's enough. It's definitely enough. Beautiful gun, incredibly accurate. Love it. If that doesn't bother you, you'll love this gun. But it's something. It's definitely enough to make me not want to own it. So if you happen to own this gun, I'd love your thoughts on it. I kind of thought, well, maybe I just got it one that had a bad trigger in it. But as I looked online, this is a very common problem that everybody seems to have with theirs. So again, anything that you have on that, put that below. If you have one, love to hear if you got past this, how'd you get past it, that kind of thing. Any other thoughts on that? Again, put all that below. I'd love to hear what other people think about this. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support the channel with the Patreon, that link below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guts.